My name's Randy Orzano. I'm an artist and I live and work in Sharon, Connecticut. I place paper and canvas in beehives and I collaborate with the bees. So my drawings stay in the hive anywhere from 2 to 7 days and sometimes longer. And the bees remove the paper with their mandibles and their claws, and I'm interested in that conversation and how the gesture of the bee contrasts with my mark making. And it's March 30th, so it was the first time I went inside the hive. It was a warm day yesterday, and the bees were all dead.
When the U.S. Department of Agriculture began tracking hives in 1947, there were 5.9 million. By 2008, that number had dropped to 2.44. Today, it hovers around 2.7 million hives. It's not just bees that need our help. A study on April 2019 found 84% of butterflies had disappeared over the last 130 years. Humans play a large role in the loss of pollinators, and their disappearance will have devastating consequences.
Pollinators are good because we need them for our food. We wouldn't have anything basically growing without pollinators, and without pollinators we would have to do a lot more things by hand.
So this is a petal tickler, and basically you can set the speed on it, but you go to each flower and just tickle the flower, and then you distribute it to the next flower. It's basically like I'm a little bee going around the greenhouse. I don't think it would be very sustainable. It would be a really big job unless we figured out some amazing way to do that. But as of right now, I don't think that would work.
Professor McClelland from Bard College at Simon's Rock is an expert in plant systematics and maintains an apiary at the school.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything in there. There might still be a colony in there, just small, or it may have died out, but definitely heard one in here. Yeah. And these are obviously good. A certain number of plants won't be able to successfully set seeds unless they've had pollen delivered by an insect for insect pollinated species. Without pollinators, period, we would lose vast majority in terms of diversity of our food plants. We've seen declines in insect populations throughout the world. Relatively recently, there was a study in Europe where they were documenting roughly 80% decline. I think this was specifically in Germany. 80% decline in all insect populations. Similarly, there was a documented decline in Puerto Rico of all insects.
There are many people actively trying to preserve pollinators. Locally, we have organic farms such as McEnroe's in Millerton, New York, working to create a more pollinator-friendly environment.
So organic farming is really important for the environment. The way that we farm at McEnroe is the way nature kind of intends farming to be. We create all of our own compost and soil blends on our farm. We have a really large facility here. I run the education garden, which is located next to our market, and we actually have a pollinator garden. And what that means is we have all kinds of flowers that come back every year, and bees and butterflies really like those plants. So we have milkweed, we have butterfly bush, we have hydrangeas. We just have a bunch of different flowers and native plants.
Communities can take action as well. Recently, the town of Great Barrington created a pollinator action plan.
Well, first of all, we passed a town meeting resolution in 2016 to be a pollinator-friendly community, and following that plan, we are not using any pesticides, and we are only allowing a strip along the roadsides to be mowed. The town hall and the library are going to have pollinator demonstration gardens, and the tree plantings and the little gardens around them will all be with pollinator-friendly plants and trees.
Not only can communities and farms make a difference, but individuals can help too by planting native species, buying organic food, not using pesticides, allowing dandelions and wildflowers to grow in your lawns, and setting up bat boxes and birdhouses, because they are pollinators too.
Albert Einstein actually had a statement to warn us about the importance of this. He said, if the bee disappeared off the face of the globe, then man would have only 4 years of life left. No more bees, no more pollination, no more plants, no more animals, no more man.
I just want to read this author, Gunther Hawk, and the book is called Towards Saving the Honeybee. And in the introduction, he says, in times of crisis, our consciousness soars to new heights, enabling us to rise up to challenges, to take action previously not possible. An impending threat to our well-being wakes us up from a comfortable sleep into the reality of potential danger. Crisis then can be good, and are potentially some of our best teachers. They are always filled with latent possibilities for change, for healing, for evolving. One could say that the majority of our global population is generally asleep to the significant danger that currently exists within our Earth's ecosystem. There is a crisis of environmental distress that shows itself from the depletion of the soil, to the pollution of our waters and atmosphere, to the prevailing abuse of plant and animal kingdoms. A widespread increase of illness, weakened immunity, and increased occurrences of natural disasters reflects the imbalance that threatens to destroy many forms of life as we know them, including the health and stability of our own lives. The insatiable demands of a materialistic technology have somehow crucially diminished our reverence and compassion for various forms of life and thwarted our understanding of the web of interdependence that weaves our own life together with the other kingdoms. In the haste of our modernized pursuits, we have put aside the question, what is necessary for the welfare of the quote-unquote other being, what is health imbibing, and what might be detrimental to its nature. To rediscover this relinquished path of reverence and the fruits that develop out of a deeper understanding of this other being is a task that lies before us when we deal with all of life.